Hello there, my name is Slicker, and I just woke up from one hell of a dream. So it started out with Boy Scout camp, but instead of having to worry about that, there were three gates that were set up, and a fourth gate that was like that was split into pieces and those pieces were left around the campsite. It's like, oh, that makes fucking sense. But like, where's the final piece? We've only got like three of the four pieces needed. Well, actually, no, three of the five pieces needed. And couldn't figure that out because I failed the communication check and failed to, and ended up getting caught up in a completely different tangent. Super Mario Horror. Damn, that's such an intersection. Broken reality isn't worth it. The uprising is, though. Anyways, long story short, I ended up having a dream about people trying to fend off from fend off attackers from defensive positions by isolating themselves from the rest of the world via cutting rope bridges. And whatnot. But no, it became a situation where there were only like a few members of humanity left on a certain station. And in order to survive, they wanted to make a new energy source. They succeeded. But then my dreams of making it so that way the energy source was self-reinforcing were ignored because they're like, why the fuck would you aim for the impossible? And then someone else arrives and is like, what have they done with the sacred flame? And it's like they're put in there and now they're getting suicidal and are about to blow us all up. And the person just flips out, breaks down, and goes, what the fuck? And it's just like, yeah, no, welcome to why I've been here for about 1,000 times already before. I have lived through this every single time, and we're just about to get on to the next. I wish you hadn't joined me, but hey, it's nice to have company. Things blow up, and then we're transported off to another reality where the same shit happens, and we have to keep humanity from destroying itself, even though we're practically eldritch creatures of time travel who don't have any idea of how to interact with humanity. My eldritch creature ends up explaining to the new eldritch creature, because they ended up getting synced to the situation and going, hold up. Because here's the fun part. Eldritch creatures can originate from human minds. Especially once you've learned real objectives. If you've got a false objective, and you pursue that false objective to the termination of everything else, you're human. If you learn a real objective, and you're willing to sacrifice yourself for that objective without sacrificing humanity in the process, or letting yourself become their excuse, you're eldritch. I don't make the rules, and I'm left to wonder who designed this ingenious system. But anyways, there's a whole bunch of backwards time travel thing on this new planet where we've got to deal with the same bullshit this time. And eventually we end up communicating and getting on top of a train. Humans can't see us, but we can take over hosts and people and creatures. However, doing so is actually a highly empathetic thing, and for as much as some people would like to be unprofessional about it by just grabbing whoever is most convenient and running with it, the reality is the more you do that, the more your ability to actually respect and understand the human world degrades. And so you end up completing your objective, but you fail to respect humanity, which is also part of your objective. Ah. You may get results, but you're not doing well on the team on the benchmark scores. Meanwhile, I may not get results, but I do great on the benchmark scores, so I'm having to figure out how to get better results while making sure I keep hitting the benchmarks, because otherwise I'm going to fucking die of sanity lost. But yeah, no, these eldritch creatures end up, because my eldritch self actually cares about humanity, they end up going with the same target every time, because basically I'm just the eldritch amalgamation of experiences across many different thousands of times from that one same person. And they're well aware of what I am, so they welcome me in. Meanwhile, and I'm in if there's a train car with 2 stories on it and 8 rooms, we're on the upper last story of the train car. Upper last room of the train car as it moves forward. Meanwhile, Miss Eldritch is in the middle left lower story of the train car proceeding. We start trying to talk and plan and communicate and everything. And then we see our human exes. And we're like, oh, nice. And then I lose track of the page in the storybook. And the teacher's like, all right, go to this page, go to this page, go to this page. And I'm just sitting there like, why can't I find the page? Why can't I find the chapter? I remember the title clearly. Why am I not finding the same chapter in these places? That probably should have been a big sign I was still dreaming. But anyways, woke up and realized, shit, I have this stupidest desire and idea out of my whole life so far. I don't want to overcome death and make it my puppet. I want to date death and keep her from being abused by the people who would exploit her to the point of getting what they want out of the world without respecting the rules. And I'm not talking about the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper is just doing their job. I want to date the concept of death and make sure she isn't getting abused by childish little shits. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I don't know why the fuck that's a desire, but I guess I'm insane enough to try. Which helps explain a lot about how and why I find Miss Oblivion attractive. Who is Miss Oblivion? The dense dork. I mean, you could really make a pun by calling her Miss Oblivious, but let's be real here, I suck at communication, so that's not a good pun. Oh, and when I say I suck at communication, I'm talking about back when I was fucking trying. I'm currently not trying because I'm not suicidal enough to risk my human life at the expense of being able to kiss her on the cheek. Are you insane? That's not respecting her boundaries, that's prioritizing my own desires over respecting her boundaries. Which is stupid. Instead of the endless energy machine that I was hoping to build inside of my dream, we only get a long-term energy machine that I only contribute like a sixth of what makes it work. And I'm just realizing at this point that is that is my identity. I am the eldritch awareness of myself that doesn't mind taking on the male characteristics, but ultimately is not defined by them. And I do still own my human body because it is mine and the vessel through which I connect to this world. If I didn't have a physical body, I would be losing my goddamn mind. Me watching humanity speedrun their own deaths for the millionth time. God damn it, why do I think I made this universe? Why do I think I made this multiverse? Gotta do my homework and learn from my mistakes. Kids don't cut themselves on trees anymore. Oh, you wanna bet? Canonical strength. Fucking damn. Go revolve yourself. Let me know when you've actually seen more of the world. I can do anything, sure, but will I? Yeah, no. No. Go revolve yourself, ass. God and all, you really have just become your own kind of thing. You're not special, but you're certainly not what you thought you were at the start. Aftertale. There's your monster. I want my monster girlfriend. The one who I can't actually afford to do harm to, otherwise I'm going to lose my goddamn life. Because she is capable of killing me. The bitch who can hold me accountable and I can go, ah, thanks, and I know that she actually understands I mean it and I'm just a dumbass when I fail to fucking follow through. The only thing missing in that equation is that she's willing to embrace her old coldness without losing herself inside of it. Let's see, by those standards, I've got like eh, not really interested in the same way. I think she's got everything figured out. Same with. Alright, so then. Yeah, no, that really does just leave. And. Because although isn't an option, is technically fitting those categories, much like the previous two, she also just. She doesn't deserve to get hurt. And I'm still learning how to do this without causing pain, so I don't want to have them become sacrifices along the way of me figuring this shit out. Ice and water. Earth and water bending are two sides of the same coin, just like how fire and wind air bending are two sides of the same coin. They both can contain and neutralize each other and are thus true opposites. Meanwhile, water dissipates the energy of fire and redistributes it a good portion of the time, which is why it's a relative opposite and not its exact opposite. Just like how wind can wear away at Earth, and Earth can just can just move through wind like it's nothing. Anyways, back to what I was doing earlier. Cute Oblivion. But yeah, no, and of course my Wi-Fi adapter went down. Wi-Fi, could you not? Don't try to load yourself while the Wi-Fi's down. Kiss on the head. No! No, 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 no. Paranoia should not be allowed. I don't care how much you may want to invade on others' lives. You are not entitled to that information, and I am going to smack you upside the head, you small child. Am I actually going to do that when you don't know what you're doing? No. Am I going to do that when you're not listening to me and you think you've got everything figured out? Oh, most definitely. Because I've been there, I've been you, and I know I needed to get smacked upside the head. People are just going nuts with Deltarune. Holy shit. Also, why am I recording? Are you kidding me? What, I just get punished for speaking the truth? Spoil sport. There was a problem with the Wi-Fi adapter. You don't fucking say! Quality should not be auto, it should be permanent. Because automatic can be turned off. Alright, I've got my music going in the background, I'm clearing out Discord notifications that I really don't need to be distracted by, because the world is always trying to distract me and keep me from actually getting my job done, because no one will actually appreciates my job, and I am not paid enough for this shit. That's what the real definition of dedication is. Ooh! Even the Florin is fighting the server blight. Now that is interesting. Hmm. Come near me. Yeah, no, Pyra is the first girlfriend I've had so far that I've actually managed to communicate my desires and preferences to properly, instead of the fiction getting in the way and silencing me and muffling any attempts at communication. Also, welcome to Sky Dailies Part 2, where I slept for 6 fucking hours, and I need to get shit done. Oh no, your flaws do exist, and that's why I like you. The fact that I'm getting used to this is both cool and mildly disappointing. I want the imperfect girl because if I just get what I want by having the perfect girl, then I'm not learning my fucking lesson. I won't be a monster. Hey, don't look near me. Please beware me. See, I'm scary. I don't want to be a monster. Hey, don't dare me. See, beware me. See, I'm scary. Fine. Damn it, I guessed wrong. Oh, hey, let's free jellyfish from underneath rock. You know what? That would explain a lot. That would be cool if there was a jellyfish in the middle of the bridge. Of course, my definition of death and oblivion are going to be different from the regular person's. Because I'm not looking to avoid actual death and oblivion. If that was the case, I probably wouldn't still be here. Or understand the things that I do. That is really confusing phrasing, and it only makes sense to me and only leaves room for others to be like, what the fuck are you on about? Are you suicidal? Do I need to call mental health services? And it's just like, honestly, I don't even know at this point, but I'd prefer you just go live your own life instead of worrying about me. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, now my sky dailies are truly done. I'll see you all later. Bye bye!